On this computer, right? Yeah.
Yep. And let me make sure you guys can hop on the chat if you have any questions. I'll keep an eye out for that. Is there a way that I can move this over
Sure.
so that I'm not
Yeah. you
showing
can put
my
it right in front
back?
of you. Yeah.
Okay, this is probably better. So are you guys that are joining me on Zoom? I'm sorry, this is Nicole, Fidelity National Title. So sorry to be late. I had another appointment that ran over and then I got on the freeway and Garfield was closed. So thank you all for attending. This is our second session on Fidelity Total Farm. And let me know if you guys are able to see the screen, if you can.
I can see it.
Somebody, okay, you can see it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm looking to see who's here. How many of you attended the first training? I see actually quite a few more people that were not here in person. So what I'm gonna do is I'll do a brief overview. We're logging into our website, which is Fidelity Total Farm. And you can see the website address up here at the top. If you do not have an account created, you can click right here to sign up. And when you click sign up, it'll ask you to fill out the form that's showing on the screen with your email address, your first name. You have to create a password of 8 characters maximum. And then the access code is Fidelity, excuse me, it's Total Farm. Total Farm, and it's all one word. So if you don't have an account created and you'd like me to set that up for you, I'll put my contact information in the chat and you can send me an email and I'll help you get set up as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the main screen and I'm gonna log in with my username and password so you guys can see what Total Farm is all about. And you can interrupt me or ask questions at any time during the training, okay? So again, this is another introduction to many of those that you were not on the previous training. And for those of you that have been, then I'm gonna show you how to go in and create a farm and show you how simple it is to create a farm. So across the top, you'll see there's multiple tabs here. You have View Farms, which are all of the farms that I actually have loaded into the program. These are samples, the date that the farms were created, and it grades each of the farms on an A to D basis, depending on the turnover rate. And as many of you may know that follow coaches such as Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Brian Buffini, they all suggest that you have a turnover rate of 5% or higher. Okay, so this will kind of give you an idea of who you should target and if it's worth spending your marketing dollars prospecting to that particular farm area, depending on the turnover rate. And in most cases, a lot of the property owners have lived in the property, 15, 20, 30 plus years. So because of that, obviously that will be a lower turnover rate. So technically you can use this, but depending on who you're targeting, if it's empty nesters, then the turnover rate won't work in this case, okay? So I'm going to now show you how to look at a heat map and you can see what's going on in a particular area. And as you can see here, this is pulling up Lakewood area. So I'm gonna select Alhambra, and this will tell us what's going on in the city of Alhambra for residential properties within the last 30 days. So as you can see, all of these pin drops here represent sales that have taken place within the last 30 days. And at the bottom, let me move this up here. At the bottom, you'll see it also shows the correlating color. So pink would be $1 million to $5 million sale price. The blue is 400 to $1 million. And then the red is above 5 million. So this tells you what's going on. This is also another way for you to determine, okay, what area should I target? Okay, if you're looking in Alhambra. You also have the ability to change the number of days, and that's in the upper right-hand corner here. You can choose 60 days, and as you see, the farther out you go, you're going to have more pin drops. And then 12 months, and you can even go as far out as 2 years. Okay, so this will give us an indicator of where there's more activity. So based on this map, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to draw a farm for you to, I'm going to minimize that, a farm for you to target this area. I'm going to click on create a farm, and you can stop me if you have any questions, okay? And any of you that are on the chat or joining us via Zoom, you're more than welcome to place your questions in the chat box, okay? So create a farm. I'm going to type the city in. If you have a specific address, let's say you have a listing or you have a buyer that's interested in a particular area, you also have the ability to enter the property address, and then it'll pull up for that particular area. So in this case, I'm just going to use the office address, okay? So I'm typing in your office address here, and I'm going to zoom out. And the way that you zoom out is if you go to the lower right-hand corner, you have a plus and a minus sign, and you can zoom out. And now this is like your MLS. So you can quickly draw your boundaries. I can just drop my marker here and start drawing. And once I finish creating this area, then it's going to calculate how many properties are within this farm area. And in this case, for our sample, there's 776 records, right? That includes single family, that includes condominiums, okay? Also probably has apartments as well as maybe some commercial here. So this will allow you to pull commercial properties if you'd like, or multi-units. And again, it gives you your turnover rate. So I'm going to continue with this area that we've drawn, and you click here to continue. If, let's say, you decide the farm area is not big enough and you want to expand it, you can click on these little red, or I'm sorry, the little white circles, and it allows you to expand your farm area. And then it should recalculate what the records are based off of that new form or polygon. Okay, so now we have 968 records. I will click continue. And here it shows all the property types. If you only want single family, you have the ability to unselect all of these items, and then you can just go in and select one by one. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, because I don't want to go too fast. If you're looking for commercial, you can select commercial. So you could create two separate farms, one for your single family, one for your commercial, okay? And name them accordingly. So in this case, I will select single family condos and 2 to 4 units. I'm going to click here to get count. We're going to leave everything else as it is. We're not going to add any other filters. And the reason for this is because within the farm, there are niche farms that can be created. So the larger the farm area, the better off you are. And also, if you're going in to create your farm here, you as an agent, when you're creating this, have a limit of 2,000 records that you can download. But if the area is larger and you need more records, you can always reach out to us and we can order that for you and upload it into the system for you. Okay, so now yes.
The maximum is in each search or
Each search.
like for instance, this one,
This
But
one,
we can create another
you
section.
can
we
create,
more.
yes, yes. So each farm maxes out at 2,000. So if you have another farm area that you want to create, Alex, then you can do that. It's 2,000. But just remember, that's only for you to create. If you contact us, we in our farm department can then add
Yes.
a larger farm. And the reason for that is because then you have more territory, more opportunity, and then you can, go in and create your little niche farms, which I'm going to show you next. Okay. And I may go over a little bit more, but I know it's a lot to take in. And I know last time I went over too much, and I think it becomes overwhelming. Okay. So if you need help or have questions, let me know. Okay. So now we're going to send this to the farm manager, our 812 records, because remember we chose single family condos and 1 to 4 or 2 to 4. I'm going to name this Alhambra SFR or 1 to 4. And I agree. And then I'm going to send. It's because I have the dash in there. So let me take 1, 2, 4. So it's very picky. If you have a dash or symbols, it won't accept it. So now it's going and creating the farm. And then we'll see it on the view farm, our dashboard. Okay, almost done. So the larger the farm area, the longer it takes for it to pull that data and upload it here. Okay, so now we have Alhambra 1 to 4. Shows that we created it today. And if you click here on sales alerts, anytime there's a change within your farm, if there's a sale, if there's a notice of default filed, a notice of trustee sale, if a phone number, email, any of that information is updated, you will receive an alert via email. Okay, so if you have this selected, those alerts will kick out to your email. And it's updated twice a month, typically the 15th and the 30th. Okay, then you have the ability to share this farm so you can export it as a CSV file. If you're going to be using a mailing house or an outside vendor to help you with postcards, then you have the ability to do that. You also have the ability to share on social media. We discussed this last time. So if you'd like to place an ad, an Instagram or Facebook ad, you have the ability to do that as well within this farm. Okay, if you want a larger area, then you can do that here under e-marketing. So I'm now going to click on our farm and we're going to look at the stats. That's the very first icon that I suggest, or tab that I suggest you click on, because this stats will show you what's going on with within this farm. If there are a lot of absentee owners, and in this case, it's almost half, 324 absentee owners and 488 are owner occupied. Okay, we have 5 out of state. So if you wanted to send a quick little handwritten note to the out of state owner, you could write a little note and quickly send that off. Absentee, again, that's another great niche. You have the individuals that have owned for 25 plus years, there's only 50. So that's really also another small farm that's manageable. And if you have clients that are looking to buy empty nesters, I'm sure you hear that from a lot of us telling you empty nesters, even move up buyers, condos. Condos seem to be a really hot area to target right now as well, because many of the condo owners are either growing their family, or because of COVID, they realized, oh, we need more space, or we need an extra room, or we want a yard so that we can get outside and enjoy. So you really do have the opportunity to tap into different niche farms, depending on what your thought process is and who you want to target. Okay. you can click on focus filters, and focus filters will also give you different niches as well. So if you wanted 2 to 5 years, maybe you go after the absentee owners that have owned for 2 to 5 years. These individuals might be looking to sell and maybe doing a 1031 exchange, or just selling their property because they see how much equity they have now. That's an option. You have 2 to 13 years. Again, empty nesters, individuals that are ready to sell. Those are individuals that have owned the property for a little bit longer, or they might be fix and flip. So there's a lot of different ways to target your individuals. Now, do any of you have a resource to target maybe mailers? Or what's a way that you're trying to reach them? Are you door knocking? Are you cold calling? Mailing? What resource are you using to make contact with the potential seller?
I do door knocking.
Door knocking?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So with this program, you also have the ability to download the app. So there's an app that works with the web version, and it is Fidelity Total Farm. So you can go into the App Store or the market, depending on what device you're using. You can download that to your smartphone, and you'll use the same login information that you would for the desktop. And it allows you to pull up the map and pull up the farms that you have loaded into the desktop version, and you can do your door knocking. So you're able to quickly pull up that farm and, you know, sort it in order of the doors. Okay, so highly recommend downloading the Fidelity Total Farm app. So if you're out and about door knocking, you can enter notes within the property owner. So if I'm here in front of Chi Long's front door, I can click on this property owner, and I can click here and go into notes and type in any notes that I might have. Maybe they're interested in selling in a month. Then you can enter that note here, and then you can enter a timestamp and set time for it to remind you. Okay. Also within the program, let me move this out of the way. You have the ability to run a quick trend report, which should be updated now. It was just updated this last week. So this shows the sales in March in Alhambra, single family versus condos, and then the total number of sales. So this is something that you guys can incorporate when you're going out door knocking, or when you have a listing presentation. So you can include this in your listing presentation. Okay. Comp report, this is also another great resource within the system, and this shows your off-market sales. So this is built into the total farm, and it only pulls for the last 30 days. If you want the last 60 days, then you have the ability to pull this from our website. We do have a username and password that we can send to you if you'd like access to pull this information. Also, another wonderful resource to use is our utilities guide. So maybe you're working with buyers and you're in escrow, right? And they want to know who are the utility companies in the area. You have the ability to provide that information to them. We have a flyer, and it's set up for each city. Okay. Let's see, any questions so far?
Hi, Nicole. This is Oscar Castrillon. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Oscar? Thank you for joining.
No, thank you for the class. You mentioned that we have NODs, trustee sales, absentee owners, right?
Yes.
How about a list of people that are getting a divorce? You guys have that list too?
Yes, yes, yes. So if we go all the way over to the far right, and I'm going to drag this bar at the bottom, you click, does everybody see where it says premium farm and the 2 arrows? You click on that, and this is going to open up to the notice of defaults, the notice of trustee sales, phone numbers, emails, marriage, birth, death, and divorce. And so each of these, the marriage, the birth, the death, and the divorce, you can purchase those records. Those are $5 per record. Okay. Emails are 8 cents per record. And with the emails, they're licensed emails. So they don't actually give you the email addresses when it's licensed, but there's another way around it. So you can go in another way and pull those email addresses up and actually download them, and you'll be able to have them, okay, for yourself. So if you wanted to email to individuals, that's also another option. I don't know if anybody's sending emails. Anybody emailing at all? No? Okay. So mainly door knocking. I have one
Nicole,
door knocking. Okay,
Well, yeah, door knock.
Nicole, hi, it's me, Oscar again.
yes.
On the divorce list, who sells that, your title company or a third party?
So this information is all gathered by a third-party vendor, and they use various resources to gather this data, along with the phone and emails, the birth, the death, the marriage, the divorce. So they gather that depending on who they're pulling the information for. If it's divorces, then they pull that from the court system. Marriage, birth, death, as you know, that gets filed with the county recorder's office. So all of our data comes from different resources.
So
And
then,
go ahead.
go ahead, I'm sorry,
No,
interrupted you.
go ahead.
So if you want to buy the list of the people that are getting a divorce, do you deal directly with a third party, or do you purchase that through your title company?
It's purchased here through the website. So I just clicked on divorces, and this is what pops up. There are no records available for this particular farm area that we're looking at right now. So that's why I said the larger your farm area, the more opportunity you have to pull information. So if it's a smaller area, you're going to see that, you know, divorce, even death, birth, marriage. So there aren't any records available for this small little area.
Okay,
No.
thank you, Nicole.
Yeah. Okay. Even emails, you can see how many emails. And at this moment, it says that there are 0 licensed, but I'll show you how you can tell if they're emails as well as phones. There's another way. So there aren't any phone numbers associated with these records either, which is interesting. So we'll go back to the farms. And if there's a phone number or an email associated with any of the property owners, you'll see a red X next to the phone or the email. Okay, and you can sort any of the columns there. If you click on the particular column, then it'll sort it. So if you want to sort by the owner's name, especially for your door knocking, then you can sort that. And if you wanted to print out your farm, you could print the farm out then for your door knocking, and you would click on this share button. So if you don't want to use your phone and app and you'd rather have paper to be able to write notes, then I suggest you click on the site address and you sort it like we did here. You come up here to this share feature and you can print your reports. It will allow you to print a 1-line, a 3-line, a 5-line, a 7-line. Okay, just like the old time farm reports that we would generate. Okay, so depending on what you want, maybe a 3-line farm, I can click here to generate, and you'll see how quickly it downloads the file and creates it in a PDF, and it's searching right now. So that's how you can create your farm for door knocking if you don't want to download the app. Okay.
Got it.
There's mail merge letters built into the system. So I'm just sharing. If if you'd like more info regarding that and the email campaigns, let me know. I'd be more than happy to go over that with you. I don't want to overload you guys with information. And if you're looking for a resource, here's the farm. So it shows site and mailing. So you can tell these first two are absentee owners because the situs and the mailing address are different. Okay. And then obviously these as well. Okay, so you can quickly print this off and take it on the run with you. I've also had, let me see, did it lose our connection? Let me refresh. We lost the page. Close that. Okay, let me go back. Here's our farm. Now it's showing phone numbers. That's odd. So here are our phone and emails. Let me go back and make sure because it just said that there weren't any. Okay, now it's bringing them in. So there must have been a glitch. So let's look at the divorces again. Still no records. Deaths, there's one now. I think it had to refresh. Birth, we don't have any births. Marriage, none. And then the emails, let's see.
Well, I guess all couples, are happily married.
Yeah, right? That's good. Especially nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So again, these are all under the premium. So if you go to the far right, you'll see that option. Okay, so all of these items here to the left side are free. Okay, your complete farm, your recent buyers, your out of state, absentee, occupied, farm filters, all of these. Homeowners exemption. I think we talked about this last time. This is another way for you to pull up property owners that have not filed homeowners exemption forms. And these obviously are for owner occupied. So another way to get your name and your face out there. Okay. You could print off the form from the county assessor's office and take that to them and just remind them about the homeowners exemption form. Another way for them to save some money on their property taxes. Okay. These items over here that say LE in the upper right-hand corner, these you do have to pay for, but it will show properties that are listed within your farm and it's updated every day. So if it's listed, it's indicated with a yellow. And I'm going to scroll down. So down here at the bottom, you'll see currently for sale would be in yellow. Updated within the last 15 days. Any of these that were updated within the last 15 days under the free version would be indicated showing in green. So if they recorded a deed, if there was a transfer, a sale transfer, that would be shown in green. It also eliminates the property owner, the realtors. So do you guys want to farm to your friendly realtor, your competition? You have the ability to pay to have them removed from your farm if you'd like. Okay, so that's an option. But it also provides potential flippers. So people that have bought within the last 6 months or so, they typically are in the name of an LLC or an entity. That's how they determine to be a potential flipper. People that have equity, again, we talked about this last week. So if you wanted to go after people that have equity, maybe they want to pull some money out and maybe do home improvements, or you could suggest, the perfect time, you could take some money out and invest in other property. Even though we know it's a crazy market, real estate is still a great way to build your investments. Okay. hot properties and ready to list. All of these are part of the LE along with the mail merge letters. So there's about, I believe, 30 mail merge letters that are already built into the system. It's associated with this LE. If you don't want the LE and you just want the mail merge letters, you can download those for $19 for 1 year. Okay. So this is just a little bit of what Total Farm has to offer to you guys to help you with your farming. And if you need assistance, you know, I'd be more than happy to help you create your farm, to create your account. And I'm going to put my info in the chat. And if you're looking for resources for maybe your marketing pieces, we have a resource called Core Fact, which I talked about last time. Okay. Any additional questions from anybody?
What is hot property?
Hot properties. Those are properties that they've owned 2 or plus or minus, and maybe looking to sell.
Got it.
And actually, I can also email. We have a flyer. Actually, it's a stay in
Oh,
year
yeah, I see
plus
it.
40%, or
Okay,
they have equity. Okay.
got it. I see your properties, they have stay years, filter plus 40% or more. Okay,
Yes, and then you have your ready to list properties that have been listed between a year ago and 6 years ago, and they still have the same owner. So on this flyer, which I'll give to you guys as well, and I can email this to you. It shows the different options. You're free and then you're paid. So the listed, the potential flippers, the hot properties, and then the ready to relist. Then you have your renovate, the properties that have a smaller square footage, homes on larger lots, potentially to be used as ADUs, which I know ADUs, that's huge. So if you have clients that are looking to build ADUs, this is another great way to go in and look for those properties that have the larger lots. Okay. Okay, I see. And I'm going to put my contact information here in the chat. And again, I thank you all for attending, and I'm so sorry for running late. It's one of my big pet peeves. So I again, apologize. Any more questions or comments? At the moment, I know this is a lot to go over, and I'm more than happy to jump on a Zoom one-on-one with you if you'd like to go over your farms, if you don't want to share over the Zoom right now. Okay.
Hi, Nicholas, me, Oscar again. Can you please leave me one of those flyers in my mailbox
Yes,
at the office, please?
yes, I will. Anybody
Thank you.
else want me to leave a flyer here for them? Okay. Then I guess at this moment we will conclude. I thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to helping you guys build your farm and hook your next seller and buyer. Right now is the time. As you know, there's not a lot of inventory. There's still a lot of buyers. Yes, we hear interest rates are high, but you know what? There's always a need for people to buy and sell. And it's your time to shine and get out there and prospect for those properties, okay?
thank you, Nicole.
Thank you so much.
Nicole, hi, Nicholas, me, Oscar again.
Yes.
Can you please email me last week's class and today's class, because I couldn't attend last week's class.
Yeah, actually, we recorded it, and I did go over this along with some other, and I will definitely send it to you because I think you emailed it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I emailed it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I have it. So,
Great. Thank you very much, Nicole. Thank you
oh,
for your
All they have to do is go to YouTube and search Undercover Banker George Realty.
did you hear that, Oscar?
I didn't hear it. What was that?
what
Oh,
happened?
and Jimmy, so if you go to YouTube and search Coldwell Banker George Realty, You should be able to find the link there, and if not, I can also send it to you, so you can email me, or I'm sure the
Yeah,
office
yeah,
will
yeah.
send it
Yeah,
to you as well.
that's-
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Edgar.